Hey everyone, welcome back to more World of Tanks, and today I am in the T110E5 and I'm trying to complete heavy tank number 15 for the T55A. Wow, this one is a pain in the butt. The T110E5 here is the best tank I have to try to do this. I don't have a mouse or an E100, which I would love to use, but this is the best I have. But luckily the T110E5 in its current state has really good frontal armor. Well, a big tip if you're trying to fight this thing is do not shoot that gun hatch on top unless you absolutely have to. You're better off going for the lower plate. That gun port on top still has somewhere around 250 millimeters of armor, so it's tough if you're not firing premium rounds into the thing. But let's see if we can complete this. We need 12,000 damage combined, including damage blocked by armor, damage received, and damage done. Oh, maybe we can get a quick shot on this guy. Huh, uh-oh, we're spotted. Better move, and good thing we started moving too, because there's a 1390 unloading premium rounds into our bum. No fun. Alright, we're going to push up to this corner. Looks like my team is already being quite aggressive, peeking around it. I like that, and as long as we don't get bum rushed by the enemy team now. Looks like there's a 50B over there. Alright, no big deal. There's 3 of us, 1 of him, and now there's a T57 heavy. Well, that's a kind of a dangerous combination, but them being autoloaders and having an advantage, they also have a disadvantage. And remember what I said about the T110E5 having good armor? Well, there's 3 of the 4 shots I've received penetrating, and only 1 of them was even premium, and that was to my butt. Oh, and I bounced off the lower plate of the E75. I don't know if that one went high, or I had a low roll in penetration, or what, but well, okay, as we're doing this here, I want to mention, because a lot of people have pointed out lately, you can see there's an OTM over target marker reload, so you can see the enemy's reload, and people have been telling me, hey, Space, that's illegal. Why do you have that? You can get your account banned for that. Well, yes and no. There's 2 different kinds of over target marker reloads. There's one that tells you based on what the tank would typically be, assuming it has, say, no equipment and maybe 100% crew, which is what the one I have is, and that is perfectly legal. You can have that without worry of getting your account banned or anything like that. The one you cannot have is the one that it scrapes or accesses information from the server and determines, hey, does this enemy tank that's shooting at you have equipment? Does it have a rammer that might decrease load time? Does it have a good crew? Things like that. And if it has that and collects that information, then it is illegal. You cannot use it then. Alright, now we're starting to get some use with our armor here. And we're gonna really need to put it to use. Well, not too much. We're going to put it to some use later on, so we need to make sure we hang on to some health points here. I'm sorry, T10, I had to use you as kind of a meat shield there, but that T57 heavy clearly wanted to take me out. He peeked around the corner extra far in order to try to put 2 more shots into me, which would have killed me, and when he had 4 in his clip still, and was so far quite successful in penetrating, I did not want to take the chance. Alright, now we've got an ally that pushed way up there in the T54. We need to get up there, help him out. Looks like there's no other real challengers around here. Most of them are all busy around the north side of the map. And it's just an RU that was last spotted up here as well. So let's see what we can do. Oh crap, there's a Jagdpanzer 100. He hits the T54 but somehow doesn't penetrate. And oh boy, this is about to get quite interesting. This part is what really made the whole replay stand out in my mind, and I absolutely loved it. I love it when this happens and when it works out. Alright, so we're going to sneak up behind this Jagdpanzer 100. So far, it seemed like he didn't know we were there. He's going after that T54. I'm going to try to give this guy a nudge to make it harder for him to aim on the T54, but unfortunately, this Jagdpanzer 100 is just so heavy compared to me that it's hard for me to even affect it. I've got full throttle to the front of him. Let's see if I can keep up with this commentary now. So we have another friend that's come to shoot at me. Another enemy, I guess then. It's an RU. So let's see if we can push him into the water. I cannot let him get my flank. I immediately, as soon as I got shot, before even knowing what it was, turned my hull armor towards him to hopefully bounce as many shots as I can. I'm trying to push this RU into the water at the same time as helping that T54. I'm trying to take out that Jagdpanzer 100. I need to get this down to a 1v1 as quick as possible. I cannot allow this to stay as a 2v1. I'm tunnel visioning on this combat so much, working as hard as I possibly can to keep this RU in front of me. I figure if that happens, then I'm dead. I finished off that Jagdpanzer 100. Unfortunately, I couldn't save the T54, but I did what I could, and I'm going to back up here so that the friendly behind me can help me out again, and he does. I don't want to block a shot. The RU, it's a friendly RU right beside me that I just now realized that because holy crap, my heart is beating a million miles per hour. Wow. Okay, did you catch all that? That's just rambling. I love it when that happens in a game, though, when your heart gets beating and it actually works out in your favor. But there's quite a few shots bounced. We still haven't done anywhere near the mission requirements, but that's okay. Oh, excuse me, are you? Okay, thank you. Looks like there's an enemy up here. I'm worried about there coming up. There being one coming up behind me, and unfortunately he's looking at me. I thought he might be looking at the ally over there, but it just wasn't enough. So we did manage to do 2,300 damage, which is not too bad at all. I'll take it. But unfortunately, in my opinion, and I think there's a little more truth of this than just an opinion, but I guess that's my opinion too, medium tanks versus heavy tanks. They have pretty similar penetrations, but heavy tanks tend to have more sluggish guns than medium tanks. So what I mean by that is it takes longer for them to aim in, and when they do fully aim in, it's not typically aimed in as much when you're in a heavy tank. So that means that even though medium tanks might have just as much, or maybe even a little bit less penetration, because they can snipe weak spots on tanks so much easier, it's just their guns are so much more effective. So with the global rebalance they want to do, and nerf the penetration on a lot of tanks and stuff like that, I think that medium tanks should really be what they hit the hardest. That being said, it's going to suck being a medium tank with that happening, but at the same time, you're a medium tank. Get around behind them. You have the ability. You can probably still penetrate them in a lot of places for most heavy tanks anyway, so go for it. But before you go, but Space, this tank does this and that won't work. I know there's exceptions to every rule, and I'm not saying that my armor angling back there was perfect either. He might have been able to hit my inside drive wheel and penetrate my side like that. But I just want to point that out. That's how I feel that medium tanks are more effective at shooting at the front of heavy tanks in a lot of cases than the actual heavy tanks are, because they can aim at weak spots so much better and from a distance, and I don't know. That's just how I feel. But anyways, that's it for today. Just one more thing I want to mention, which is, oh my god, RIP Grow Up. The series Grow Up that I had on my channel the last week or so, gee, does nobody like that series? I mean, that's the worst views I've gotten on videos in several years, I think. Like, ouch. But okay, I get the point. I won't do the sequel if there's a sequel. I recorded all that in one night, so when I said in the last episode, I'm probably going to do the if there's another sequel, which I doubt, I won't be doing it. I won't be doing it. So I'm sorry if you actually are one of the 3 people that enjoyed that series, but that's just embarrassing. And that's all I've had on my channel for the last week or so, too, so that's even more embarrassing. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I will see you next time, and good luck on the battlefield.